Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo, this is the Imperial British campaign and I've reassigned the entire Air Force. Didn't actually take me as long as I expected. Here we go. This is what 17.4 thousand planes with 320 odd thousand surface manpower looks like. Service manpower. Look at this madness. I am going to deploy it. I was intending to deploy it off camera. I am actually going to deploy it on camera because I feel like it's kind of a... It's an interesting strategical layer, right? Where we're going to deploy our planes. And I am going to start deploying some to the Danish belts to interfere with German supply lines over there. We're obviously going to deploy a fair number of fighters. Probably, I mean, I'm going to go up to 300, I think. I know we had less than that earlier over each of these home zones. Meanwhile, down in Greece, where I know you're interested in, we have successfully taken this tile here and held it. And we are now operating offensively in the east. Let's see if we can grab this tile with some support here and here in time. That would be ideal. We're obviously doing this at the same time as redeploying the whole Air Force. So, close air support. I would love some CAS support over Greece, please. So let's get cracking on that. These bombers can move over here. I decided not to risk using manpower, using exiled manpower for the Air Force anymore. I'm just not going to do that, so we don't have to go through this whole shenanigans again. Wow, that is a powerful attack they're launching there. Second tank reinforced in. We have a chance, but it's not a good one. That's okay. They can always fall back to here, and they're probably inflicting. You know, they're giving better than they're getting right now. They are piercing my tanks, which is very useful intel. We need to up the armor on our tanks as a matter of some urgency, that being the case, which is an argument for modern tanks. It's also an argument for continuing to crank the armor values on here, even at the cost of reliability. I think that's going to be a good choice. So let's do that. We will also raise the armor value on our self-propelled anti-air, of course, for the same reason. Good. Now that should help crank the armor value of all of our armor divisions, which will make them a lot more combat effective, I realize. But there is no music playing. There we go. Okay, we are still just holding here, and with infantry support, I have high hopes that we'll be able to continue to do so. If they reinforce into this tile, I have no problem kicking them out of it. Actually, I do. That's a mountain tile, so let's pin them here. Perhaps more than pin. Drive them back. Good. More reinforcements coming in here. Supply situation is stabilizing in the region. In fact, it's so much stabilizing, I'm going to send these guys in. If necessary, some of them will head east. In fact, I'm going to presume that it is necessary and send some of them straight away further east. Excellent news. We would love military access from Turkey, which will permit us to bring our supply now overland. The fantastic connection that we now have. Where are we? Wait a minute. No way. We're bringing our supply to Greece via Singapore. Spectacular. Anyway, so that's going to be really helpful. Obviously, our friendly relations with Greece paying dividends there. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Hello. Hello. Looks like I'm going to be able to encircle these divisions. That's good. You guys call that off. Head north. Tanks in behind. Superb. We have enough political power for an upgrade. We do have some infantry tech left to go. No, we don't, actually. Well, I mean, there's these. These are infantry techs. So we could get it for that. Or we could get war industrialist, I suppose. How did we not get the war industrialist before? Let's get him. That's mental. Why did we not have him earlier? Okay, we've got a pretty good secure line here. Planes have arrived. We will keep firing off supply missions when we have the chance. So, to continue to deploy the Navy, let's work on the Channel Defense Force. I think 20 wings of 100 fighters should be a darn good start. Backed up by a sizable close air support, naval bomber contingent. I think that will give us supremacy over the channel for the foreseeable future. I do want a defense force over southern and central England that will be ramped up as and when we deem it necessary. I will base out of Ireland up there. I would also like a local fighter force constantly deployed over Norway, just in case. And I'm going to have them more aggressively deployed in air superiority mode. Uses more fuel, but that's no longer a problem that we're having. And I think that will make me feel safer about that front. I do not want this attack to end. So let's keep that going. More tanks in here. More infantry support here. More tanks backing up that encircling river crossing. Nice. And if we can have tanks... Oh, that means I got to go and make my dinner. We've got some tanks. In fact, I apologize for this. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Less than 10 seconds, in fact. Just setting the oven to preheat. All right. I think we're going to be able to pull off an encirclement here. We'll probably then want to pull back, unless we feel like we can push the Danube. Things feeling pretty stable over here. Supply situation is fine and dandy. In fact, we're feeling so good on the supply situation that we might scale up this originally probing attack into a full-scale naval invasion. We don't have very many men in reserve right now, which is obviously not ideal. I have some men down here, another 12 tanks that could be deployed quite fruitfully to this area, I feel. So let's ship them over. We are gaining supply rapidly, and that connection to Turkey has been a godsend in terms of supplying this offensive. Good. We're going to get in there. These tanks can come around as well. No one's trying to leave this pocket right now. Their anti-pocketing AI is not quite kicking in, so that's good news. We're holding fine over here. Good. Obviously, seizing the Mauritanian oil... Muntenian oil fields will be a massive, massive blow to the Axis as a whole, to their fleet, to their air force, to all parts of their army will suffer a great deal from our possible imminent capturing of those forts. Sorry, those wells. We can keep pushing up here. We're just fighting Romanians here, who are obviously not buffed and therefore going to be relatively easy fodder compared to some of the troops we've been fighting. 6 divisions encircled there. Not quite the 18 odds that we were looking at if they weren't allied to Romania. But, you know, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Supply situation remains fine. It's rapidly improving in Bulgaria here. Oh, Bulgaria actually annexed by Romania. I kind of forgot that had happened. We will continue quite aggressive push north. What are we facing here? Yeah, okay. A lot of Italian divisions mean we need to be more cautious here. But there we go. That should stabilize the supply in the region. It has indeed. Okay, let's just kill your attack plan. We are, in fact, looking at a Danube push being very much on the cards right now. And let's adjust this. There are some lovely defensive lines around this region that make it a very nice place to attack into, and then you can dig in quite effectively without too much trouble. The Italians are prepared to throw themselves at me over here in the west, and I am more than happy to accept their no doubt ramping up casualties. Let's take a look. The Italians have taken 2.67 million so far. Let's see how that number increases as time goes on. Where are my tanks? You guys switch back to fighting that way, please. Have they arrived already? No, I don't think they have. So where are they? They all sink? I don't think they did. Ah, they're probably going by land. Yes, here they are. Very sensible. This, of course, this sea zone set to avoid, so they're going to come in by land. Nice. If you guys just want to continue moving. We're slightly undercovered on the right here, which obviously is not ideal. And then retaking that city is actually pretty bad for our supply situation in the area. But the new tanks arriving should make short work of them here. We could perhaps push past the city. It is plains terrain, so perhaps we could push in there. With the supply situation being what it is down here, that is to say, not bad at all, I'd love to see 400 of my finest Air Force, close air support troops deployed here. Of course, all our aces have been unassigned, so we will have to manually reassign those, but that will just encourage me to deploy them in the places that really matter. Another 400 planes could fit in here, and I'd like, actually, some fighters, if I may. Let's come over here, and then we will probably balance between those. We won't go over the top on these fighters, because the zone is already being used by the enemy. Sorry, by our allies. Can we push them back? Perhaps, with reinforcement. We've got more men here that could be coming north if they just weren't involved in this attack. It looks like we're going to be able to push them out of there. And there's another tile falling to us, putting them now in risk of encirclement here. Getting them engaged in multiple combats is, of course, excellent. There's a nice overrun being carried out there. Fantastic news. Okay, a few more planes to assign. I don't want... let's just send down a big detachment down here to start with. I want to see our aerial superiority over... Ooh, that's dangerous offensives here, but we're holding very nicely, I think. We could perhaps alleviate the stress there by spreading out this army's responsibilities somewhat. Let's realign them to the new ambitions of our front. Good. And if we could start pushing these guys back here, maybe. I think we will win that, given the fullness of time. Looks like it's ticking in our favor. And now these guys are here. That's good. Problem is, of course, all of our air wings are now badly inexperienced, which is not what you want. I'm carrying out a major air offensive, but we make do. Our new tanks are arriving. Got to keep an eye on the supply situation. It's not superb here in southern Bulgaria, but if we could push north a little bit more, as more and more of these key victory points fall to us, like perhaps here with a fully mechanized offensive, we might well be able to make some headway there. It's unfortunately we can't use this Istanbul air base. If we could push south a bit more, perhaps we could dominate that area. Okay, let's be seeing some air supremacy operations, I think, over many of these zones. That looks good to me. I think 300 planes a zone seems about right to me to start with. We already have some bombers over the Eastern Med, but I would like fighters as well. We are going to require some more fighters down here to fill my many needs. So if you guys could head on down. Where are you going? They are going out, aren't they? Yes, good. Getting a nice superiority established. What's the range of my fighters? Yeah, the best of my fighters could... We have a lot of close air support. Could deploy successfully to the Bay of Biscay from here. So I am going to do that. I would like to not be raided when my troop transports and things move through there. Let's continue the northern push here. It looks like we've got the troop numbers on the front now to support a pretty good offensive. Good. Got someone just back in there just in time by the looks of things. And we are slowly winning the battle for Burgas. And just to hammer home that they have no chance, let's throw in some reserves behind our existing men in case they need them. We did eventually lose this battle here. Perhaps if we went in only with the Marine divisions and from 3 directions. Yeah, looking much more favorable. Shouldn't attack into the mountains with tanks. That's just a no-brainer. Okay, supply. Still only a problem here, which is good. These planes getting deployed. Let's ramp up numbers over some of these sea zones, I think. I want to see the Italian Air Force really just seen off anytime it rears its ugly head anywhere near here. And I think we can operate in the Aegean from all the way back here, which is going to be very nice. Now, of course, we need some naval bombers to really capitalize on this air offensive. Let's do that. I would also like the, of course, going to be basing people fighting against us out of Spain. Let's make sure they don't hit any of our convoys. The Iberian or African coast would be excellent. And I assume, yes, we've lost some of our air cover that was down here. Probably going to want to base them out of here for now. And we'll go on intercept for now, just to make sure their naval bombers aren't causing too much problem there. That Burgas battle has actually ended. I guess we just got unlucky on some rolls, but we have a third front to launch an offensive from, so we should be able to turn things around there. Very close. Very close, that battle just there. If we could add in just a few more tanks, we may well have the break. And as soon as we're through Burgos, there's planes. And once I've got planes at my front, you're going to be in real trouble. We also have almost no planning bonus on any of our troops, because, of course, you don't get planning bonus while preparing for a naval invasion. But that is something we can change now. So once we stabilize the front, I will take a pause and establish some planning bonus, and that's when we're really going to start to hit them hard here. Looks like we're breaking them here just about. Yeah, we're taking heavy... no, actually, not that bad. Look at that! Okay, look at this. We've shot down 58 with our anti-air, and they've done 3 damage. Tell me an air attack doesn't work and that Cass is overpowered. Look at that. 58 shot down for 3 orc damage. That is really good. That's really extremely good. We do need to keep up many angles of attack here, though. Yeah, look at that. They're bleeding planes in order to be able to continue this fight against us here. We need to break them in Burgos, which surely we should be able to do now. But once we've got them there, perhaps it's planning bonus time. But we'll see. You guys not actively patrolling. I've been told that the reason they don't do the automatic split off is because you have to have them on never repair. Because then they all go home to repair, rather than any of them staying to recover from the damage. Surely that isn't true, but it seems plausible. So we might try shifting up our behavior that way. Maybe reducing the frontage would help by reducing the enemy air cover we'd be facing. But no, we actually just have bad attack here. This terrain is rubbish, and the low supply hurts too. All right, I think it's probably plan preparation bonus time now in this area. Has the enemy... Yes, I keep calling my allied planes enemy. The allied planes have now left the Eastern Balkans, so we can redeploy some of you in there. Some more CAS should be deployed in a permanent fixture over Norway, I think. Be good. Where else do I want these planes? How are they fighting over the channel? Pretty hard. So actually, let's rebase our kind of, fighter command north a little. And then I have no objection to a vast air battle over the channel, because I think we'd win it. So I'm going to deploy another 1,000 planes there, and we should start seeing casualties, heavily in our favor over the channel, which is, of course, excellent news. We've got a vast excess of CAS by comparison to fighters. Let's adjust our production somewhat to adjust for that. 60-20. I don't really want to go any more extreme than that. We'll roll with that for now. So what do we got spare? We've got 200 TAC bombers. Well, if we could fly them over Greece, perhaps, could be good. The rest of these guys can actually just run pilot exercises. And perhaps that's what I want these guys to do, but they're getting exercises killing Germans over the channel, so seems good. And actually, given that the Germans are ramping up their efforts against me on the channel, let's do the same and really heavily deploy our fighter reserves against them there. I still want to have total control over the Med, but if we could bring this up to 4,000 planes, that would make me very happy. We, of course, have total air detection here because of our massive radar active airplane bonus, and we have 100% average mission efficiency versus far worse stats for the German pilots, which is excellent. They've driven us back a few steps here, which is not excellent. Counter-offensives need to be underway, I think. Try and retake this land. We're defending successfully, but the counter-offensive is not going so well. Oh, that's extremely problematic. God damn it. Well, we're going to need to deal with this in the next episode, but it appears we might be encircled over here. I'm going to try and deal with it now. I can't pin them because they're these guys and I have no bordering tiles on them. Meanwhile, you guys are falling back. You guys, I think, will need to fall back, which means these fighters, unfortunately, are going to need to do the same. I think for now, they can just hold. Whoops, I didn't mean to merge them. And then they can just fall back to the Middle East for a second. Damn it, we didn't get men here in time. Which means we might lose these divisions, which would obviously be very bad. The French holding our retreat there. The Lincoln being finished is very good news. I mean, we could start working towards nukes. It's extremely late to start, but you know what? Go on, I'm going to do that. Because nukes are a win game button if you use them correctly. You guys flee back here. Maybe this we aren't going to be able to maintain this naval invasion. We're still just facing Italians. If we could upgrade our tanks, we could get our new heavily armored tanks deployed here. We'd have better luck. Okay, we have broken them here. Let's see if we can actually get these men out of this tile. No, they retreated in the wrong direction as well. That's awful. Oh wait, this is Burgos. Okay, so we have a naval base here, and of course we have supply from down here. So the situation is not as dire as I had thought. Good, good. But we are once again being pushed back from the tile. But if the enemies are going to fight us here one by one, we'll have an easy time. Okay, in the next episode we'll continue this offensive down here and finish redeploying the Air Force. We're doing very well in the channel so far, which I'm happy to see. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.